Namaste everyone, my name is Alok Kumar and I am here to present the news from the global south. I'll start with the first news that is arriving from the Latin America, and that is US company's name, Global Fruit Company, that has changed its name, has been accused of making plantation workers strike. The issue dates back to the 1970s when a US company, Global Fruit Company, started to make the plantation work in Central America and Latin America countries, namely Panama, Chile, etc., Nicaragua. What happened is that some people accused the company of making the use of few pesticides whose name was dichloroprobate. The pesticide was tested on animals and it was found that it caused sterility in animals. So the US government banned the company of growing the fruits in US mainland, but the company continued to supply the pesticides in the Latin American and Central American country. What happened thereafter is that thousands of people sued the company, thousands of workers sued the company that they were not given proper precautions while doing the plantation work. But US company was able to take the use of law, and US judiciary said that they are not going to intervene in the matter. Now there is this rise of cases again. The government of El Salvador has for the last 4 months been using emergency powers to curtail the gang violence in El Salvador, while the government and its supporters in the parliament says that the law is bringing peace in the violence affected country, while the human rights agency says that government, in the pretext of controlling the gang violence, arresting the innocent person and killing them. United Nations has recently banned sale of small scale weapon to the nation of Haiti. Many of you might be aware that a year ago the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, was assassinated, and since then a wave of gang violence has started in Haiti. To curtail this violence, the UN has stopped selling. The UN has said that no country will sell small scale gun and things to Haiti. The UN has said that they will not sell gun to Haiti or the non-state actors. The other thing that is coming is that many of the people are fleeing the violence in the Haiti region, and they are escaping to Dominican Republic and United States to flee the gang violence that is happening in the Haiti after the assassination of its president a year ago. White House said that US President Joe Biden will host an African continent summit in the United States of America from 13 to 15 December. You might be aware that Biden has not yet visited the African continent, though he has met some African leader and hosted some African leader at US, but he has not visited the African continent. The reason for the summit is that US will discuss with Africa on the US-Africa relations, and they'll also discuss on the common issues of global cooperation and priorities. The decision is being seen as the reducing influence of America on the continent and the rise of China in the continent. Mali has recently expelled a MINUSMA spokesperson from its country on the pretext that he was interfering in its internal affairs. The issue is that the MINUSMA spokesperson said that Mali were aware of the Ivory Coast soldiers that came into Mali to curtail the violence, while Mali said that they were mercenaries trying to destabilizing the country. UN has expressed its regret over the issue. Now, I would like to mention some reports coming out from the African continent. The first one is, in a report, it was said that ethnicity is reducing in the Kenyan election. The younger people are not much affected by their ethnic culture or ethnicity. Rather, they are most affected by the issues that concern them, like the unemployment, education, health, etc. The other report said that the more women are coming out of the hijab in African region, mainly the North Africa. For the first time in 70 years, cheetah is going to be repatriated to the Madhya Pradesh National Park. Namibia has agreed to send around 8 cheetahs in this August to the Indian National Park in Madhya Pradesh. This would be happen for the first time in 70 years, when at last the cheetah were extinct in Indian region. Cheetah are considered as vulnerable species according to the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. After the recent flooding in some US region, United States President has announced that he is going to dedicate $2.3 billion fund to fight the climate change. But the concerning issue is US going to contribute anything toward the climate change at the global level? Because you might be aware that climate change is not a country-specific issue. It is an issue that affects almost all the countries of the world. And it needs a united action to do. It needs a united action to perform. After some chaos in Sri Lanka finally gets a new president. Ranil Wickremesinghe, who was 4-time Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, is being elected as the new president of Sri Lanka. The people are hoping that he'll make some changes, he'll make drastic changes so that the economic crisis that Sri Lanka is suffering from will be solved. You might be aware that there was a crisis in Sri Lanka in which on 13 July its former president Gotabaya Rajapaksa fled the country. Sri Lanka needs the IMF bailout package immediately. The Republic of Chad has banned young girls from leaving the country. The government has said that it is banning the girl from leaving the country on the pretext that there was most of the traffic happening from Chad expatriating girls to other parts of the world. But human rights groups have said that this is one another step towards the human rights violation, and the government should withdraw its law. At last, I would like to mention a Swahili proverb which says that haraka haraka haina baraka, which literal meaning in English is hurry hurry has no blessings. Thank you very much. If you like the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya.